Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Okay, now this book takes place right after the Sorcerer's Stone. Voldemort has once again gone into hiding. Harry Potter is stuck, without getting any word from his friends during the entire summer in the Dursleys' house. And he's suffered. He thought he had friends, and he feels like he doesn't have friends. But he's excited to get back to the wizarding world. Introduces the house elf. And this one I actually do... I absolutely do love, just because they introduced Dobby. And Dobby is one of those characters that are just like... You can't help but love, because he feels he's doing what's best. So it's just like, okay, I like you, Dobby. Oh, sorry, I slapped the mic. Okay, I like you, Dobby. You're one of the best characters throughout. He, honestly, I've said it before, he is the only one that actually has a real character arc. Everyone else literally is the same throughout. Nobody changes. It's one of those stories, like, that's the problem with the story, is like everyone is literally flat. Everyone is written as a character, like Voldemort's just pure evil. I mean, he who must not be named is pure evil. Harry Potter is just pure goodness. His friends are just pure support. Every single character has no real arc, but that's okay. I mean, like one of the books I'm writing, my main character is that style. They're basically the good guy throughout. They have no real character arcs. It's the other character, supporting character, that I want to have go through that. But it's just like, it's easier to just have one goody two-shoes character that runs through. But yeah, it basically starts out that way. He's introduced to Dobby, and then things just keep going wrong. They can't make it to the train, so they have to fly the car after he's saved from the Dursleys by the Weasleys. It is funny because you're introduced to the first completely wizard family. And you see, the magnificence of this is you see this world through a young wizard's eyes who has never seen the wizarding world. So we feel like we're Harry Potter. We feel like we're the ones that are out of our depths. And it doesn't make it strange when he's asking these questions that all the other wizards just look at him like, what? You don't know? So it's perfectly done. I do really respect J.K. Rowling for really doing this, because it works. It absolutely did work. I was enthralled throughout. It's just one of those things that you just have to go like, great, because they're like the gnomes. They're denoming the garden. You're introduced to house elves. You're introduced to more worldly, natural things they have to go through. It makes it so strange though. It's just like, in my mind, it's just like, okay, if this was like if the wizards at one point in time cast a spell to split themselves from humanity, it would make sense as to why all this stuff is never seen by the humans. But it's just like, it makes it harder each time they introduce something like this. It's just like, okay, so maybe they're just drawn to magic. Maybe that's it. Maybe the gnomes that fester in the gardens are only drawn to magic. It would be the only explanation. In a huge Muggle territory, there isn't much magic, so why would they bother being there? It's one of those things that's just like, okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But I love the world as it is. Yeah, they end up going to the Hogwarts again, and they can't make it. So yeah, like I said, they have to take the flying car, trying to make it there. The Quidditch thing, I forgot to mention Quidditch the first time around. It's a fun game. It's fun to read through. So you're reading how all these things happen. It's pretty cool. I always thought it would be uncomfortable though, sitting on a broomstick. Who would find that comfortable? Seriously. Well, at least men for sure. It just seems very... I don't want to go there, but it's just, yeah, that doesn't seem comfortable for anyone. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, Mad Eye Moody's broom in the movie made sense. He's got a chair. That worked. But yeah. That's the only thing that I got to say about the movie that made sense. Yeah, because it's just like, that just looks so uncomfortable. Because if anyone has ever tried putting a broom between their legs, it is not comfortable, okay? It is not comfortable. And the fact that it's bumping and yeah, just no, just absolutely no. But it is a fun sport. It's fun to read it and actually see this. It took the imagination to actually go through this. The balls are alive, so you kind of get away with like, okay, you can understand why this is happening, because in the real world none of this would happen. Because imagine a soccer ball or football, sorry for everyone other than America. Imagine a football that once you kick it, it kind of has a mind of its own to avoid other people's feet and try to stay away from the goal box. That would be hilarious. So then you wouldn't need a goalie at that point. You would just need several people kicking the ball into the goal. Yeah, that would actually be pretty funny. I think that would be a fun sport. No goalie, just having to make sure you have enough people kicking the ball to make sure it doesn't roll away from the goal box. Yeah, cool sport at that point. Yeah, I'd be down for watching that. But yeah, that basically the imagination of the world. It brings you more into the world, and that's the thing I've said many times before, and like when I review movies, everything. I'm a huge fan of world building. Someone could literally, like, that's why I find history fascinating. Someone can literally just explain to me how their fantasy world is put together, and I'd be riveted the entire time. An entire book could be done like that. You could literally read my entire thesis on how my worlds are put together, and if you were like me, you would be fascinated the entire time. Of course, when I start putting my worlds together and adding stories to it, kind of falls short because I feel like I'm not there with the characters and the writing ability, but I'm getting there. I don't want to start hearing bad comments and it's just like, you're saying all this about this, but I know, I'm well aware. I'm trying to get there. Yeah, but yeah. I'm a huge proponent of world building, and I love how it was done. We're seeing everything through Harry Potter's eyes. So every time he has a question, that everyone just looks at him and then answers, and it's not dumb, but because the fact that he wasn't born in that world. Or technically he was, but he wasn't raised in that world. He had no clue that world existed. So the Chamber of Secrets, for me, really was, I can see why people had issues with it, because it's more exposition than anything else. And there isn't really a villain, even though it was cool throughout to introduce more and more of this stuff. But it is kind of like, it seems very obvious, a voice that only you can hear, yet it's just like all these little things that are just like, you could have figured this out. Harry Potter is not that bright. I guess there's a reason for that, because the majority of the populace is not bright. So a very small portion related to Hermione, yeah, some to Ron, and then everyone else was like, I'm Harry Potter. Just like, okay. I always felt more akin to, like, I would be in Ravenclaw or Slytherin. One of those. I've always fallen in those two categories. Never in Gryffindor, never in Hufflepuff, and never in Hufflepuff. It's either Ravenclaw or Slytherin. And I'm okay with that. I actually prefer that, really. I don't want to be in those other ones. One's all about intelligence, one's all about just winning. Perfect. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles. Love Dobby. I absolutely love Dobby. Just got to say that. Toodles.